I've been practicing my lettering. It's not easy. There's no denying that social media has become a real addiction for a lot of people.
Forgot your phone at home.
That's a big issue.
Addicted to your cell phone.
0.5 billion people have smartphones now.
That aims to curb phone addiction.
Addiction.
0.5 billion
Addiction.
people have
Addicted to your cell
smartphones
phone.
now.
It's quite easy to get addicted to social media because of how they work. Many social media apps are structured around you receiving likes or positive feedbacks, and that validation can cause your brain to release dopamine. Dopamine is a drug that your brain really likes because it makes you feel good. And this addiction gets so bad that even people will hurt themselves because of it. Some people even die because of it. You know, if you take texting and driving, this thing is a plague. Even on a bicycle, I can't tell you how many times I almost got hit by a car or a cyclist. Actually, more often by a cyclist because they were looking at their phone while riding. 2 weeks ago, I made this video about that challenge I wanted to give myself. Rule number 1. I'll remove all the unnecessary apps. Rule number 2. The first 2 hours of the day, no phone. Rule number 3. Leaving the phone in another room while I do focus work. Rule number 4. I'll allow myself 30 minutes at the end of the day to answer my email. So here's my answer on, are social media bad for you? But before answering that question, what happened in those 15 days? You know, the first week was a little bit like this. Whipping out my phone every 2 seconds just because I'm so used to it. I was aware of it because I was doing a challenge, so I was putting it back right away in my pocket. But it really made me realize how often I was reaching for that thing every day. Every time that I reached for my phone, I was trying to analyze why. During lineup at the coffee shop, reaching for my phone because I'm bored or I'm waiting between sessions at the gym. And as I got bored, obviously, I reached for my phone. Yeah, I'm in a break right now, tattooing. My client's in the bathroom. And the first thing I did is I reached for my phone. It is often when I'm with people, conversation's over, you want to leave, but you feel rude, whatever, and you just, it's like a nervous tick, almost. And awkward moments, they do happen in life. By whipping out your phone and starting to look at it, you kind of avoid the situation. I notice that when I'm tired, when I don't feel like doing anything, I'll be super quick to just like start looking at my phone. But it's been proven that it makes you more tired. You might think it's relaxing, but it's not. Does watching your phone makes you tired? Excessive screen use can upset our body's natural sleep-wake rhythm. Does watching your phone helps you relax? Excess smartphone use is linked to a reduced sense of purpose in life. Nighttime screen use negatively impacts sleep. How can I relax with a phone? Stepping away from something stressful for a few minutes. There's clearly no shortage of proof that it makes you more tired. Now, was I perfect in those 15 days? The fourth rule about watching my email and answering my messages at the end of the day for 30 minutes, it didn't last too long. It lasted maybe 3-4 days. What I like to do is answering all my messages midday or late morning, because I do for work have to look at my emails and my stuffs for appointments and ongoing conversations and things like that. And also I have this rule. The first thing I do in the morning is for myself. Like, I'm not gonna wake up and start looking at the messages and do things for other people. And that made me realize that actually that rule applies to at the end of the day, like start of the evening. I want to wind down, relax. I don't want to start looking at appointments and start working for people before going to bed. I decided to start over. Yeah, it wasn't good. And one thing also you have to take in consideration is the cost and the value of social media in your life. The value is quite simple. When you're watching something, what does it bring to you? And if you start asking that question every time you watch something on social media, most likely you will drop your screen time by 99%. Most of the things you put in your brain while you're doom scrolling is... And don't worry, I'm getting to the good points. The goal of that video is not only to shit on them, but I'm willing to bet that 1% of it has value and the rest is just... And the cost. You might think it's free, but it's not. You pay with your time, your attention, which, by the way, thank you for sharing your time with me right now. I appreciate you. Just for fun, I started asking my clients when I was tattooing them how much time they were putting in social media. And I was very surprised. Some of them, they're spending like 6 hours a day, like scrolling through TikTok or Instagram. I thought I was bad with 1 to 2 hours a day, but 6 hours a day, that's so much time wasted, that's crazy. So I thought to myself, well, you know, I wasn't so bad, but that's the thing. You can't start comparing yourself to other people, whether it's to feel good about yourself or feel bad about yourself. And that's another thing too. Since I quit those social media platforms, or I didn't quit, but I don't watch them nearly as much as I used to, I feel much happier with myself, with the things I do. I feel better because you might not realize it on the spot, but even if you're the most confident person, if you constantly watch what other people do, what they have, what they achieved, will have an effect on you at some point. And this compulsion that we have, wanting to show in real time what we're seeing, what's happening around us, I guess in some way trying to show people that we're having like a cool life, kind of vanishes after a week or so. And let's face it, nobody's sitting at the edge of their seat to see what we're gonna post next. I'm still not happy. What other good things I noticed since I quit social media? Well, for starters, my posture. I don't have my head down all the time anymore. It feels like I grew an inch. Created more space in my head. I'm getting ideas faster. I think clearer. I'm more creative. My overall mood is better. My meditation sessions are more relaxing. I notice also that I'm more present in conversations. You realize that nothing changes while you're not looking at social medias. You're not missing out on anything. There's also the trap of the information loop. That's that simple. Wait. This is your brain. When you open your social media app like TikTok, Instagram, and you start doom scrolling, your brain gets information. And then you start thinking of that information. And then a little bit later, you open Instagram again. You get a new information. And then you go again. You get another one. Then you go again, and again, and again, and again. That's how your head gets filled with. Is there any good to social media? Of course there are. The positive influence someone can have on you. It's entertaining. The business opportunities. It's just crazy the reach that we have now through social media. The connection to the world. I like that connection. It makes me feel good. I met amazing people throughout my travel. Oops, I spat on you. I'm so sorry. Wait. I apologize. That I don't get to see often. So we stay connected through social medias. We see what we're up to. We still talk to each other. We can FaceTime each other. You're looking for inspiration. You want to discover new things. Social medias are amazing for that. There might be a lot of crap, but there's a lot of good stuff as well. Now the bad of social media. And the more I'm trying to think of bad things, the more I'm realizing that the bad side of social media, it's always preying on people that have less self-confidence or a low self-esteem or a tendency to addiction. So to answer the question, are social media bad? I say no, just depend how you use them. Experiment, see what works for you. And set yourself some rules to control your consumption so it doesn't become a bad addiction for you. And, you know, if you don't like it, you can always go back to your old ways. Yeah, I'll see you next week.